Uh, what's up, everybody? This is Sumko, the Korean bro. Today is 2022, June 9th. Um, Thursday night. Tomorrow is Friday. I didn't have much time to look through articles that I had picked last night. So tonight I'm going to look through every articles about stock market and see what's up with it. Okay. First, first one that I'm going to look up on is Yahoo Finance. Mm. And the next one we have is Market Beat. So what do we have? Let's sign in. Okay. So, Ethereum gets closer to merge that may boost its value. Instant View see ECB and bond buys signal rate hikes. It will rise. Stock futures forfeit gains after jobs data. As oil prices surge, the Dow is missing Axon Mobile. Influencers with Andy Serwer, Admiral James Star revealed this. JP Morgan says there's room for at least 50% gain in these two stocks. Jim Cramer says oil is the only deep tech can be bought right now. Here are three blue chip energy stocks that also provide healthy yields. Billionaire Paul Tudor Jones loads up on these three high yield dividend stocks. Stock is Marathon. There's a holdings of buy as key senators unveil crypto regulation bill. Uh, and what else? Three attractive dividend stocks for fat income and inflation protection. One of them even yields a mouth-watering 11.5%. Kathy Wood's flock remains royal in Art Innovation ETF. Is AMD stock a buy ahead of Chipmakers Analyst Day? Dividends, buybacks, and profit growth. What more could investors ask for? A stock's veteran strategy details recession bear market scenario, slashes S&P target. What stock should I buy now? If we're nearing a market bottom, every court likes these three hyper growth tech plays to provide an as Meta ditches FB ticker, investors shot Metaverse. The stock market drop is worse than it looks. Here's why. Broadcom has a mixed story for traders. Kathy Wood called Elon Musk one of these in an interview. Intel's problems haven't gone away. Alibaba stock rallies as the regulatory picture brightens. Is this time really different? Top economist Mohammed Al Iran says the market rally isn't a buy signal as stagflation looms. I would take some chips off the table. Is Microsoft stock a buy before software giant's June quarter reports? Lumber price gets chopped in half amid chill in housing markets. We'll see huge inventories as evidence inflation will ebb. Dow Jones futures fall as jobless claims unexpectedly rise. Tesla jumps on China sales. Demand for Apple hardware slowed in May, analyst says, but he's still bullish on the stock. If you're at least 10 years from retirement, consider a portfolio of 100% stocks. Uh, Alibaba sleeps as big hopes on and IPO revival quickly fade. Stock market news live updates. Five low stock slides as retailer echoes target margin warning after muted sales outlook. Smartsheet stock is sliding after earnings. Is it time to buy Tesla stock? This analyst thinks too. Raytheon stock shows leadership. Defense firms nears buy point. Ultra stock gets a downgrade. Why gas prices are partly to blame. Coffee chain Dutch's Bros stock is no longer a buy. Analyst said, here's why. These are the five best stocks to buy and watch now. Creamer's Mad Money recap. Hasbro shareholders re-elect all 13 directors. Why Netflix buying Roku doesn't make sense. Five below, stock tumbles after cut to full year guidance. Roku employees report their yearning for Netflix to buy their company. Shopify says expects revenue to grow 10 times in 10 years. Spotify. Is Novavax stock a buy after FDA advisors endorses its COVID shot? Gas prices demand destruction has already started, says strategies. Do people still use cruel K-cups? Roku stock jumps and speculated report a possible Netflix deal. Is AV stock a buy as Humira Bustamir rivals Room? Is it too late for energy stocks? It is not too late to buy energy stocks if you're wondering about oil prices, the energy market, and whether it's too late. Europe Central Bank to hike rates in July 1st in 11 years. Hikes hike rates hike rates. ChargePoint stock could benefit from high energy prices. Average cost of filling up car in UK hits record £100. China's trade rebounds in May as antivirus curbs these strategy stock forming a cheatable bottom. It's time to get interested in Ethereum again. Is it too late for energy stocks? US market point higher. MongoDB. Now it's time to buy Amazon stock. Analyst says more Americans applied for jobless benefits last week. Dividend capture trade. What you need to know. Three intriguing stocks with this isn't a viable bottom for stocks. Heavy buying points to upside for these three stocks. JP Morgan says there's room for at least 50% gains in these two stocks. Wireless. The first JP Morgan speak is Wireless, a discount airline and a major carrier in the Mexican air travel market. Prior to the pandemic, Wireless held a 28% market share in its home country's domestic market, giving it a leading position. The airline offers ultra low cost fares to destinations across Mexico, the US, and Central and South America. Volaris has since the third quarter of 2021 shown a strong revenue rebound from the depressed results of the pandemic period. In the recently reported first quarter 22, the company showed a top line of US $567 million, higher capacity, and continued strong demand despite ongoing COVID cases. Okay. Marvel Technology. First, okay, let's see. The first one that we looked at was named Volaris, and its main business has got to do with carrier and air traveling. And the one that we're going to look at next is a Marvel Technology. Let's look at what this is. Now we'll change direction. Focus on semiconductor chip company Marvel, a $50 billion giant. Is known for its wide range of chipsets. The company's products are used in automotive systems, data processors, Ethernet network switchers, security processors, storage accelerators, and SSD controllers, to name just a few applications. Marvel's versatile product line brought in $4.46 billion in revenue for the company's fiscal year 2022. In the current fiscal year, Marvel is continuing to see increasing sales and revenue. The company reported $1.45 billion at the top line in fiscal first quarter 23, reported at the end of last month. In a non-GAAP diluted, looking forward, Marvel is guiding toward the fiscal second quarter 23 top line. Okay. Uh, In addition, Marvel offers investors reliable, albeit low yield dividend payment. Mm, okay. Marvel Technology. Its ticker is MRVL. Let's look up on Yahoo Finance and see the price of this Marvel. Now, its price is 59.35. Um, its all-time high was what is it? 187. So there's like 30 points gap. Hmm. But we'll skip on it this first because it's already added on my portfolio. Jim Cramer says oil is the only deep that can be bought right now. Okay, here's the thing. Jim Cramer thinks if you are to buy some shares of the company, then it will be better for you to buy shares of energy company. Here are three blue chip energy stocks that also provide healthy yields as high as 7.8%. Three blue chip energy stocks that also provide healthy yields as high as 7.8%. With the market down double digits in 2022, a lot of stocks seem to be on sale. Axon Mobile, let's start with one of the largest blue chip stocks in the energy space, Axon Mobile. Thanks to strong commodity prices, the oil producing giant gushes profits and cash flow. Okay, Axon Mobile is the company that produces oil, and now its oil prices skyrocket these days, right? So they are the one that gains all the profit. A huge increase from the $2.7 billion in the year ago period. Solid financials allow the company to return cash to investors. Axon pays quarterly dividends of 88 cents per share. Uh, Moving up the yield ladder, we have Enterprise Products Partners, which operates approximately 50,000 miles of natural gas liquid, crude oil, refined products, and petrochemical pipelines. Okay, Magellan Midstream Partners. Magellan Midstream is another high yield master limited partnership well positioned for this commodity cycle. Okay. Billionaire Paul Tudor Jones loads up on these three high old dividend stocks. Afra Media we'll start with a specialty marketing company. Okay, what it's his specialty. For the retail investor, the only certainty of our current market environment is uncertainty. The reasons are multiplying. High inflation is rising, high wages are not keeping up. Mm. Russia's invasion of Ukraine has initiated Europe's largest war since 1945, and energy and food commodities, key ingredients in the inflation mix, are sure to rise in prices as a result of that fighting. In a time like that, it's good to find a guide. A market expert whose trading can stand as an example. Paul Tudor Jones, the man who predicted the crash of 87 and managed to reap $100 million profit from it, is a prime example. A billionaire with a net worth north of $7 billion. Jones started his hedge fund, Tudor Investment, in 1980. Today's firm manages more than $24 billion in total assets. Jones summed up his bearish view of current market conditions in no uncertain terms. You can't think of a worse environment than where we are right now for financial assets. It's clearly, you don't want to own bonds and stocks. Hmm. Okay, we've used Alpha Media. A look at John's recent 13 filings tells us which stocks he's willing to pick up right now. The result is interesting. Okay, John's is making some moves into high yield dividend payers. High yield dividend payers. These are the classic defensive play in a bearish stock investment. as a dividend stream provides a steady income flow, even if shares appreciation stutters or halts. Alpha Media, specialty marketing company Alpha Media. While most of us think of online or digital venues, when we discuss marketing, old-fashioned billboards and posters still out there and still considered an important part of a well-rounded marketing strategy. Afron lives in the sector as a provider of billboards, posters, and transit ads in urban markets. The twist Afron uses electronic tech to update its ads. The company boasted ad location properties in more than 70 markets, featuring over 500K displays and making more than 16 billion impressions every week. Okay, we'll skip on this one. Four Corners Property Trust for the second dividend stock. So mainly, I get that when bearish market uh is is current trend, then he recommends that it'd be better for you to put some stocks in the company that provides a dividend, not the one that does not produce not the one that does not provide dividend. uh, and the ones that pay dividends well are Four Corners Property Trust and the one that I just looked at, what uh whose name was Outlook Out. Marisite's Marathon Digital Holdings buys key senators unveil crypto regulation bill. Cryptocurrency miner Marathon Digital Holdings. Uh, Three attractive dividend stocks for fat income and inflation protection. One of them even yields a mouth-watering 11.5%. Uh, Inflation is still hot at 8.3%. The Fed has been raising rates to combat that. Okay, but with most savings accounts still paying less than 0.7% annually, things remain challenging for investors looking to earn a passive income. You can find companies paying generous dividends to investors. Okay, rock solid dividend stocks can help investors diversify their growth oriented portfolios. At the same time, they offer a reliable income stream, so investors don't have to time the market to make money in stocks. To be sure, a highly high yield can be a sign that the company's financial and dividend are in jeopardy. Uh, but the risk and reward trade off might be worth it. Walmart and Verizon, when you make payments to a company every month, wouldn't it be nice to get some cash back from it? And its name is Verizon. Arlington Financial, hmm. Kathy Wood's Flock remains loyal in the art innovation ETF. Flock remains loyal in art innovation, including me myself. I'm like one of the big fans of Kathy Wood, and I really believe the ones that she puts some stock in are going to have upward trend sooner or later. And let's look at the contents of this article. The underperformance of ARK funds has dwindled their assets, but ARK Innovation has enjoyed a hefty investment inflow. Kathy Wood, chief executive of ARK Investment Management, has developed a cult following among retail investors. Apparently, many of them aren't too worried about the underperformance of the funds. Ox roster of non-exchange traded funds saw assets decrease by 48% so far this year through June 1st to $15.3 billion. That's the largest drop among the biggest 25 US ETF issuers. Mm. Wood countered Greengold's points in an interview with Magnify Media by Triffin. I do know there are companies like that one that do not understand what we're doing, she said. I do know there are companies like that one that do not understand what we're doing, she said. Dividends, buybacks, and profits growth. What more could Axon investors ask for? Hmm. Axon Mobile, okay. From $60 at the end of last year to more than $104 at Wednesday close. Axa Mobile. Mm, $60 at the end of last year to more than $104 at Wednesday close. Shares of old giant Axa Mobile Corporation have surged 75% in less than 6 months. As Evercore ISI analyst Stephen Richardson sat on the sidelines, but no longer, shouting, "Put me in, coach." Richardson leapt off the bench and lamenting that he had already missed the first $50 shares in Axon's run up. Richardson declared that he has no intention of missing out on the next $50 move in this old stock. Axon shares to outperform, he boldly placed a $120 price target on the stock, essentially predicting that Axon will gain another 15% over the next 12 months. What makes Richard so confident about Axon's chances? Comparing Axon's valuation today to where the share stood last time oil was selling for close to $120 a barrel, uh, Uh, Richardson observes that Axon currently sells for a 20% discount to historical levels, and yet Richardson believes that all stock returns, both in general and for Axon Mobile in particular, are likely to rise even beyond where they are currently. Hmm. Even assuming a 50% decline in oil prices through 2027, for example, Richardson anticipates that Axon will be able to earn 15% to 17% returns on common equity. Meanwhile, in the nearer term, the analyst believes that so rising oil and gas prices and improving profit margins and refining will permit Axon to raise its earnings guidance both for quarter two. What really gets researchers excited about Axon Mobile stock is the potential for the company's shareholder yield, the amount of cash returned to shareholders through a combination of dividends and share buybacks. To surpass its current rate of about 7.2%, here's how that works. Hmm. Additionally, all those share buybacks will result in Axon's future profits being divided among fewer shares outstanding, thus concentrating profits among fewer shares. While Richardson doesn't emphasize the point, this has the potential to turbocharge earnings per share growth at Axon when combined with all the money coming back to shareholders by way of dividends and buybacks. That all adds up to a strong argument in favor of buying Axon Mobile shares today. Where does the rest of the street stand regarding the energy giant? Uh, what stock should I buy now? If we're nearing a market bottom, Evercore likes this three hyper growth tech plays to provide an additional boost in a compact rally. Zscaler. What stock should I buy now if we're nearing a market bottom? If we're nearing a market bottom, Evercore likes this three hyper growth tech plays to provide an additional boost in a compact rally. Okay. Despite all three major indices being still deep in the red, the bleeding in the US stock market seems to have slowed down a bit. We're positioned for a recovery. Zscaler, Snowflake, and Ring Central. What is Ring Central? Compared to Snowflake, Ring Central had an even more painful start in 2022. Um, Evercore notes that Ring Central stock plunged a staggering 64% since January 4th. Therefore, its estimated 2022 earnings growth of 37.9% could represent an opportunity. Known for its massive video phone global platform, Ring Central is a leading provider of global enterprise cloud communications and contact center solutions. In quarter first, total revenue rose 33% year over year to $468 million. RNG. Okay, it's already added on my portfolio. Its current price is 62, and the first target estimate is going to be 129, which means there's like a 60 points gap here. Oh, hello. I'll call you right after I'm done with YouTube Live. Okay? Okay. Awesome. Hmm. Okay. Chang. Okay. Good? Okay, good. Okay. Uh okay, we were looking at the company named Ring Central. Let's look at this in detail, okay? Okay, now here it says it's a message video phone global platform. Uh Abbreviation of this is MVP, and it's a leading provider of global enterprise cloud communications and contact center solutions. Okay, here's what it says. In quarter first, total revenue rose 33% year over year to $468 million, driven by a 35% increase in subscription revenue. The business also generates healthy cash flow. Free cash flow was 8.2% of the company's total revenue in quarter first, up 170 basis points compared to a year ago. Management raised their guidance too. They now expect Ring Central to generate 1.882 to $1.898 billion in subscription revenue in full year 2022, up from the prior guidance range of 1.872 $1.890 billion. The new range would represent annual growth of 27% to 28%. Okay. Ring Central. Ring Central. What is Ring Central? Let's look at this in detail too. Uh, hmm. Okay, we have PBF Energy, Genuine Parts Company, Ring Central, Waters Corporation. Hmm. We are starting with Ring Central, a communications as a service software company specializing in bringing business communication solution to the modern office. Business communication solutions to the modern office. The company's products include phone lines and extensions, video calling, screen sharing, and call forwarding. Okay, they provide services that can be used in modern office. So they're like come up with creative ways that can be used in office, like video call, sharing screen, and stuff like that for efficiency, probably. Uh, Call forwarding, all offered through the cloud and compatible with Google Docs, Outlook, and Salesforce. Ring Central's computerized telecom can access it through desktop systems and mobile devices. As can be imagined, Ring Central's business saw gains during the Corona crisis, with work from home expanding. Business communications were at a premium, and that's reflected in Ring Central's top line, which has grown sequentially every quarter for over 2 years now. Um, Despite these solid, okay, even with these pressures on the company, Oppenheimer's five-star analyst Timothy Horn writes of RNG. The most important takeaways for the quarter is that its high quality service and features are enabling stable pricing, a, a RPU across the board. This growing teams uses very well at 500% year over year. It has 500K per on the seats. And this growth is accelerating while the company emphasizes a renewed focus on profitability. As the bottom line, Horn says, at the bottom line, Horn says Link Central should be a beneficiary of our every optimistic outlook on the overall cloud communications sector, which we predict will grow fourfold to $100 billion within 6 years. The company has the highest quality service in the industry with the best go-to-market strategy, as it has many of the incumbent PBX providers and telcos as partners. Uh, okay, I get that. Ring Central provides services, yeah, like creative services that can be used in modern office, like sharing screen, talking on the phone, and extensions that can be used in modern office. And like its quality is fantastic. So probably that's the reason why he recommends. JP Morgan strategy says equities are flashing a bullish signal. Stock markets are flashing a bullish signal amid tentative signs that inflation volatility is picking, according to JP Morgan Chase and Co. strategies. Broadcom has a mixed story for traders. Broadcom. For his third executive decision segment of Tuesday's Mad Money program, Jim Cramer checked in with Hock Chan, CEO of Broadcom, semiconductor maker. Shares currently trade for just 15 times earnings with a 3% dividend yield and recently announced $10 billion stock repurchase agreement. Mm. Bottom line strategy. Overall, the charts of AVGO are mixed. We could trade higher with strength in the bro market, but the strength may not be long sustained. Only nimble traders should apply for now. So only nimble players should trade, not the novice trader. Kathy would call Elon Musk one of these in her interview. Our innovation ETF manager talks about huge opportunities, so do come for Tesla. Kathy Wood is famous for making bold predictions about innovations. When she's right, the results can be spectacular. The fund manager of the All Innovation ETF beat on Tesla several years ago and rode it to eye-popping gains greater than 300%. Lately, the times haven't been as kind, and art is down 75% from its peak. Tesla too is down sharply, and art has trimmed its holdings as inflation and interest rate fears have hammered shares. But Wood is understand undeterred about her own fund or Tesla, as she made clear in June 8th interview on Bloomberg. In particular, she indicated she's not concerned that Tesla CEO Elon Musk is spreading himself too thin with his pursuit of Twitter. Musk launched a $44 billion before the social media company earlier this spring, but has hinted he might pull out of the deal if he can't get more information about the number of spam and bot accounts on the service. Intel's problem haven't gone away. What problem does Intel have? Intel's long slumber has turned into a bad dream. This week, the company said the slowing global economy is hurting its business, while also acknowledging another delay for one of its most important products. Chief Financial Officer David Zinsser told investors that the business environment had shifted rapidly from where it was just a month ago. Mm. On the macro side, uh, clearly it's weaker. Said at the Bank of America Technology Conference on Tuesday, customer inventory reductions and component supply issues have been much. So Intel's got the problem. If you're at least 10 years from retirement, consider a portfolio 100% stocks. The market looks scary, which investors. Altria stock gets a downgrade. Why gas prices are partly to blame. Altria Group stock fell Wednesday after Morgan Stanley warned of increasing headwinds to the cigarette industry. Analyst Pamela Kaufman downgraded her rating of the cigarette company to underweight from equal weight and lowered her price target to $50 from $54. She cited consumer constraints due to increasing gas prices and competition from other major tobacco manufacturers as reasons for the bearish view. Coffee chain Dutch Bros stocks no longer buy analysts. Here's why. Bullish on Dutch Bros stock, partly because the coffee chain cuts its growth rate forecast and its hourly employees are quitting at a higher rate. What are the five stocks? Goldler, Muck, Chevron, Axon, and Northrop Grumman are prime candidates. Crucial ingredient. Remember, there are thousands of stocks trading on the NYSE and Nasdaq, but you want to find the very best stocks right now to generate massive gains. Why Netflix buying Roku doesn't make sense. Sure, Roku founder and CEO would once rent internet TV for Netflix, as he proudly lists on his LinkedIn profile. Hmm. And yes, you can use a $25 Roku stick to access your Netflix account. But that doesn't mean Netflix is preparing a splash beat for a business that has lost 70% of its market value in the past year. As the pandemic has loosened its grip and thrust humans off their couches. Shares of Roku spiked 12% on Wednesday on an inside report that Netflix was eyeing a deal for a streaming aggregator. Reports cited the recent closing of the trading window for all employees, which stopped them from selling any of their vested stock. Such maneuvers could happen around a potential deal, but it's far from a precise indicator. Okay, there are a lot that I want to cover, but time is up, and like I've got a lot of something else to do. Roku employees reportedly are yearning for Netflix to buy their company. Okay, they want it. Hmm. Spotify says they expect revenue to grow 10 times in 10 years. Spotify. Okay, I'll see you guys tomorrow, and bye bye. Okay.